Greetings and welcome from JTech. We are the company that works with your district and many other school districts in the state on the Medicaid Match Program. My name is Jack Hedgecock. I'm one of 3 consultants with the company to provide this training. The goal today is to make sure that staff members understand the proper filling out of the form and why it needs to be filled out in such a manner to help you understand the activities and the proper narration that is needed to make sure that the district passes any possible future audits and that it passes any monitoring by DSHS. We want to make sure all of these things are in good order so that we don't have any problems in the future. As we prepare for this training, we recommend that all staff members have a couple of things in front of them. Number one is they have a copy of the time study form, so they might make any notes for the future. They have a copy of the Quick Start Guide, which they should be referencing on each time study day as a quick referral process. And all staff in a training should sign in on the staff sign-in sheet. Moving down the form to the 9A, 9B section, Referral Monitoring of Medicaid Services. Under Code 9A, we have referrals for non-medical services or state education agency mandated child health screens. This is when you have your school nurse is providing vision screenings, they're doing hearing tests on numbers of students, providing scoliosis screenings for students. This would also be when the counselors or health nurses might be providing additional information on items like the food bank or WIC programs. And again, because they are an A activity, a narrative description is not required. Now, the 9B activity is really a big category and is going to take a little more explaining because it includes activities not described on the time study sheet. Under Code 9B, referrals, coordination, monitoring of Medicaid services such as medical, dental, mental health, substance abuse, and family planning services. Use this code when making referrals for coordinating and or monitoring the delivery of medical services. Let me give you an example of a 9B scenario that teachers and staff might encounter. A staff member has a medical concern regarding a student. So you go to check the student's file to see if there's anything in there regarding any medications or any other medical conditions. Doing this is a 9B activity that would be documented as collecting data regarding a medical concern. Now, you may or may not find something in the files, but you have this concern about the student. So you go talk with other teachers, counselors, health nurses, other staff members, administrators. You're still in the process of collecting data regarding a medical concern or conferencing regarding a medical concern. You have staff meetings, you have MDT meetings, small group meetings, team meetings regarding students with medical conditions or medical situations. So another narrative description for a 9B would meeting regarding a medical concern. At some point, you've collected the data and you do have this concern, so now you talk with a parent. You either make the phone call with a parent or they come in for a session with you. So that would be parent contact regarding a medical concern or a parent meeting regarding a medical concern. Now, also understand that you can spend this time talking with students, especially junior high, high school students, older students, some who are homeless, or we have a lot of students who don't have much parental support these days. So as your older students, junior high, senior high, when you're working with students who are taking care of their own medical business, it does not have to be a parent contact. Keep that in mind. So a student contact regarding a medical concern, student meeting regarding a medical concern. And from that, once you have those connections made, you've done the conferencing, you collected data, you had the contact with the student and the parent, that's most likely going to lead you back up to that 1B activity that I mentioned about recommending medical access, providing the Medicaid insurance form, and or down to the 2B where you assisted them in filling out the form. A couple of more narratives that can be used in the 9B area. A very important one is follow-up contact regarding a medical concern. To make sure that kids don't fall through the cracks, we meet with a parent or student a week or 2 weeks previously. We may have recommended medical access, but we've not heard back from them regarding a doctor's appointment or maybe some follow-up information regarding some medications. So on a time study day, if you contact the parent or the student, say something to the effect, hey, a couple weeks ago we talked about Johnny, Sally seeing the doctor, etc., etc. How's that working out? I haven't heard back. This is very important. Record that under 9B, and the correct narrative would be follow-up contact regarding a medical concern. Another commonly used 9B activity would be when you're working with a parent or a student and you assist them in making a health referral, helping set up the appointment, doing, whatever it takes for them to get their health services. So the correct narrative there is student referral for medical services. So in those 9B activities, once you've collected the data, you've had meetings, you've had parent contact, student contact, and you know that there's a possible medical issue, then this is where you take these activities that lead up to that conversation you had in the 1B with the parent or the student where you recommend medical access. So we covered that. And or at that point you might provide them the Medicaid insurance information, which may also lead you down to that 2B where you assist them in filling out the Medicaid form. Also included under 9B would be the related paperwork, clerical activities, or staff travel necessary to perform these activities. That pretty well covers the A and the B activities. Now, the scenarios I've given you and the narratives I've given you are not the only narratives that you can use. They're probably the ones that you will be using the most. Please check the Quick Start Guide. We have narratives listed in there that go for other activities and other things that you might be doing. And it's always good to review the Quick Start Guide just to see if there's some other narratives that are more appropriate for the activities that you are doing.